Hey everyone, it's been a while since I've actually done anything on this channel of making masks or mod making, because it's been quite busy to be honest, but I recently purchased this Kylo Ren Black Series helmet. I like it, but there's a few things what I don't like about it, like the seam here and all that, not there, and the voice changer, which is pretty shocking to be honest. If I do this, I'm talking to it.
Hello?
It's pretty bad. I mean, it's really bad. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to modify it, paint it and all sorts. I'm going to get rid of these seams, get rid of all of this, and I'm going to replace the voice changer with a newer, well, better voice changer, better speakers, better mic and all that, and see how it goes. But the first thing we need to do is take it all apart and start from there. I've been playing with it for a while because my head's too big, so tried these bits here and stuff, took out the nose plate and all that, just stuck things down and just tried it. But we'll take it apart and see where we go. And excuse the kids screaming, sorry about that. I'll see you in a bit. Wait. Right, now first things first is get this piece off here, the half bit. So it takes a bit of time to try and unclip it, but let's see if I can get it undone easy. You either need a sharp knife or a flat blade screwdriver, but I'm going to try this way. Bear with me 2 seconds. Use this way for my hands. So do that. Oh, you son of a... Ow. Alright, let's try the other way then. There you go, there's one side. So you peel it around there, and just carefully wheel it there. So you've got that half, this half here. So put that to one side. Now, what we're going to do is unscrew every single screw here, take all this out, take the lens out so it's completely gutted. So I'll start now and I'll come back to you when I've unscrewed it all. Right, done all that, I've unscrewed it all. This bit, the voice changer bit, the battery box and all that, this is going to be thrown away to be honest, because all of it is just rubbish and it's just, well, terrible. So I've got a new board coming. I've found one on Amazon. I'll leave the link for it, but that'll be in part 2 of the video. Different battery boxes and all sorts, so all this can just be put to one side for the moment, so I'll put that there. Right, after taking it apart you get left with this bit. We don't need this just yet. This bit, I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet, to be honest. I might cut these bits out and put some things in, or I might just leave them as they are, but that's 2 seconds ago. We've got the battery box. Some people do trim away this bit where the battery is, but I haven't got my tools here for that, so I'm going to probably split it all together and get in there later on and trim that out. Only this bit, because I'm going to use this to put the voice changer board in it, maybe the battery if I can fit it in, because it's going to be a 9-volt battery. So yeah, I've got that bit. We end up with these 2 bits now, the shell. Now we're going to start with gluing these together. So they're sealed, and then we'll go on to doing the filler in. Pause it. Right, these are the glues I'm going to use to glue it. This is Q-Bond, it's quick reacting stuff. It's 10 seconds and it's done. It's really strong glue. This stuff's the powder, reinforcement powder, but I'll use that later on once I've finished gluing the mask together, and I'll show you what I'll do with that. So I'll start putting the helmet together, and I'll come back to you when I'm starting gluing it. Right, one thing that I forgot to mention is all your leftover screws, put in a sealable bag, that way you won't lose them. And it'll be easy to find the screws later on. Right, back to the gluing. So the best way to probably start this off is starting from one corner. Hopefully the glue is alright. I don't have to cut the end off. I'm going to have to cut the end off, so bear me 2 seconds. Yeah. Right. It's probably the best idea is to probably do it a bit at a time. So all I'm going to do is add a tiny bit in line, just a smidge, because this stuff is really strong and I don't really want to pee it off too much. So get this here. It's going to be awkward on the camera, so I might move away, so I apologise for that. So start there, hold it one side together. Hopefully it should go off within seconds. Right, pause it for a second. I'm going to be here.
I just started it.
Right, I've tacked it all together. It's only lightly tacked at the moment, but this stuff's going to do the job. The reinforcement powder does most plastics and metals, but all I'll do is I'm going to put a bit of this powder inside here. Yeah, that's right though. I'm just going to do this quickly. Right, you can't see it that well, but the powder's there. Just rub it into the cracks as best you can. Try not to get too much on the outside. That's the trick. So all you do is keep moving it around so it's nice and flush on thing. Leave a little bit around here as this will react with the glue. So what you do is spray a bit there, gently down the seam and up here. And all this will do is reinforce it. For the moment, it's just setting. It doesn't matter if it goes out the other side, so all you'll be doing is sanding that down later on once you've filled it. So I'm going to carry on doing this, and once I've completed all of it, I'll come back to you and show you the rest.
It's on.
Right, I've glued it all together now, so it's all solid. As well as I've put this plastic chemical stuff. It's still tacky a bit, but this will make it strengthen it out. Some people use solder. They just melt the plastic and solder weld it. So do that, and you weld it with plastic, but that takes a lot of time and it's quite a lot of fumes. Word of advice: if you're using this stuff, do not try and put the helmet on your head up when this stuff's set. Give it a good couple of hours, otherwise you might lose some hair. Right. Now, what we're going to need is something to cover these holes. So I've got some of this aluminium fiberglass netting stuff. What we're going to do is cut a chunk out, put a bit there, so when we're filling it, it fills over it. So I'm going to pause it for a second, then come back to you. It's not on my face. Yeah. Right, cut it out. Cut out the square chunk. All I'm going to do is I'm probably going to place it down there for the moment. Make sure it's all sort of in the groove. And now, again, I'm going to use some of this plastic adhesive. I'm just going to put a bit on each. Oops, too far. Just a bit on one edge for the minute. So now, what I'll do is put a bit of glue down. Sorry, my fingers are shaking. So that's going to set. Better lift off the table because it might put itself down. There again. I'll repeat the process around the other edge. So keep it on its side. I don't need too much, just enough for it to get in the grates. There, so let's just move it around there. Now a bit of glue. So leave it dry. Just try and sprinkle off anything.
Oops.
Right.
Stop the camera.
That's right. Now I'll do this again on the other side, and I'll come back to you once I've finished. So. Right, now I've got this P38 Easy Sand filler. What we're going to do is fill in all the gaps around here and stuff like that. So everyone knows how to mix this, so I'm not going to go too mad on it. Always make small amounts, I would have said. That's what I normally do. And then that way, when you get the hardener in it, it won't go off too hard and waste a load of it. So get there, and a bit of just a little bit of hardener. You don't need too much. So I'm going to say. This stuff comes out of the packet. Well, there you go. That'll do me for the minute, so should have sort of mixed it up when it was enough, a thing like that, to sort of get the oil out, but I forgot, to be honest. So we'll mix this all up and we'll get on to fillering. So just give it a mix, make sure it goes a nice sort of pinky-ish colour. It's all mixed in, so it doesn't clump up or anything like that while you're working it on the helmet, sorry, mask, helmet, same thing. So yeah, let's just do that there. Right, time to filler. So really, what I'm going to do first is start with these bits here. It doesn't matter if you get everywhere, because part of the process is, what we're trying to do is fill all the holes. You don't have to be a perfectionist at this, just go for it all, try and get all the cracks and go from there.
Does it dry clear?
No. Sorry, that's my daughter who's doing the filming, asking me questions. She's asking me if it dries clear. It doesn't dry clear, it dries this sort of colour. But all you have to do is try and get the best you can out of this bit here. You're going to have to go over it a few times, filler in. You've got to sand it down, then filler it, sand it down and filler it. What we're doing is trying to lose the seam on the helmet from where it was glued together. So I'm just going to do it sloppy-ish. So we can come back to sanding and sanding down. Just some detailed bits like the dents in this helmet. Probably best to see now. I've just messed that up, but I'll go again and I'll refiller it a few times. So what you do? What you're trying to do is get the seams gone.
How long can you do your videos?
Enough. I don't know. Right, I'm going to carry on doing this, and I'm going to pause the video for a minute and come back to you once. Right now it's gone hard. It's gone off the filler. All we're going to use is P80, quite a coarse thing. I'm going to start sanding it down and see where we've got a refiller to get all the faults out of it. So it's going to take a while. So we'll just start there and go from there. So what I'm going to do is sit here probably quite a while, just sanding this down, flattening it off and seeing where I need to go. So for now I'm going to leave you again and carry on doing this and come back to you once I've done this. See you in a bit. Now I've sanded it all down and got as far as I want it to be, sort of sanding wise. You can do a bit more, and I advise using some thinner grit just to smooth it all out a bit. Some bits are a bit iffy, but I'm going to keep them like that for some reason. This bit here, but as soon as I prime it I can see where I've gone wrong and I can re-add some filler in it again and go from there. But make sure it's nice and clean, no sort of dust on it before you prime it and stuff. All I'm using is some plastic primer, spray paint. So yeah, so all you have to do is, I'd advise wearing breathing apparatus for this, but I haven't got any, so I'm just going to do it with that. So just don't have to be real close because you don't want it to run or anything, so just lightly spray it like that. Don't have to be thick because I can go over it again, primer, and carry on from there. So I'm going to prime this up now and come back to you once I've finished it. Right, I've done the first layer of primer. Now, the good thing about primer is you can see where you need to sand and keep going and working your way through. So I'm going to leave this dry. Once it's dry I'm going to sand down these bits and refill them and go from there. I might leave that little bit there because it looks like a nick. But this is going to take quite a while to do. because well, you got to try and make it look seamless. This side is not too bad. It's got a few bits, but nothing major, to be honest. So I'll probably wait for it to dry, sand it down again, refill the gaps I can see, like this bit here and around here, especially this bit here. So I don't want that coming through on the helmet once it's finished. So yeah, I'll go and leave it from now. See you in a bit. Right, I've primed it and I've done 3 coats of silver. Hopefully this effect will work, what I'm thinking of planning on doing. Hopefully it will, might not, but so far so good. So come back in a minute once I've sprayed it black. Right guys, I've jumped the gun a bit. I forgot to record some bits, but the reason I painted it silver, first off, I've done 3 coats of like metallic metal silver just to give it a bit of the look. Then I sprayed it in matte black, about 4 layers I reckon. Let it all dry and stuff like that, and yeah, after that I've finished with a gloss, like a gloss sort of thing, give it a shine, and here it is. I've gone for the sort of damaged look, more sort of scratched up and scraped, hence why I painted it silver beforehand. Just using the effect of spraying it on there with the paint and just giving it strikes with the old bit of sandpaper just to make the silver come through, and afterwards I just got a paintbrush with some silver metallic paint and sort of added a few more I couldn't make with the sandpaper and stuff, and just I've rubbed it down so it's all scratched and like it's been dropped a few times, knocked and stuff like that. So yeah, this is pretty much the finished product. I still haven't done these holes here. That's going to be a later day, I reckon. I'll do that, cut them out and stuff and put black in. The voice box is not done yet because I'm still waiting for the board to come through the post and the things, but it doesn't look too bad, and I'll try it on in a minute, see what I think. Give me 2 seconds and I'll put it on. Right, so, how do I do this? Right, so this is it, pretty much finished with the paintwork and details sort of thing. I might add some like muddy effects on this, make it look a bit weathered, but I don't know yet. I quite like the chrome on it, but it doesn't look too bad, and I'm quite impressed with it. Just let me know what you think, and I'll see you at part 2 of doing the voice changer and stuff. If you like this video or found it helpful or anything like that, just subscribe and keep my channel going. Cheers, thank you, bye.